They have a nice display of Galileo's work. The first floor of the University of Oklahoma. It's really neat here. And on this column they have his portrait. He belongs to all of humanity. All the scientists and great minds and great poets. Doesn't matter where they're from, they belong to all of mankind. We should be proud of them that they were fellow human beings. Again, this thing is called Galileo's World. See, can you make that out? Galileo, that's Galileo. And then when you want to say Galileo's World, you put apostrophe, an S, and world. Okay, now let's go practice learn some new letters. Okay, we're going to work on some letters that look so much alike in Farsi, but they sound different. So once you learn one, it's easy to learn the rest. See, you put one dot underneath it, that's going to sound like a be, like the letter B in English. You put three dots underneath it, it's going to sound like a pe, like the letter P. And you put two dots above it, it's going to sound like the letter T, te. And look, you put one dot above it, it's going to sound like the letter ne, N, like the first part of my last name, the letter N. And then you put two dots underneath it, it's going to sound two different ways. It's going to either sound like a E or a ye. Like when we said seeb, apple, that's going to sound like a E. But sometimes it's going to sound like a Y, like a ye. And there's another one. You put three dots above it, it's going to sound just like the letter S, se. Now, you have probably noticed when you learned the alphabet that, let's give you an example. Sound te, you can write it with this letter, te, or you can write it with this letter. Both of them sound exactly alike in Farsi. And the reason is all languages borrow words from other languages, and sometimes when they borrow the word, they borrow the spelling too. So there's lots of Arabic words in Farsi, and since in Farsi you use Arabic letters for the most part, sometimes the letter that's going to sound like a te, instead of writing it like this, we're going to write it like this. So, be, pe, te, ne, I or ye, and se. Okay, let's do some examples. Let's say you want to say Baba, father, daddy. Baba. Okay. You want to use this letter pe. Okay, how about your leg? It's called paw. 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 Let's use this letter te. Oh, that's a good one. Easy one would be toot. For berries. Berries. Toot. Toot. See, that's a short te, that's a long te. Okay, now let's like the letter ne. Oh, That's an easy one. None for bread. See, that's a short ne. This is a long ne. None. None, bread. But in Farsi, when people speak fast, they call it noon. And what else we gonna use? Oh, we're gonna use this letter here. Okay, it's gonna sound like an E in this word. Sieb, apple. That's a se. E. Be, long be. Sieb for apple. I'm gonna connect these. And this one, because it's not very common, let's just skip that for right now. We'll learn it later on. All you need to do is that it's going to sound like a se. All right. We'll work on some letters and words later on.